I want you to close your eyes for a second and imagine how cold it is. We're in the middle of a blizzard, and there's a 6-year-old little girl, and she notices she's been left at school all by herself. The secretary has left, the principal, her teacher, her classmates, everybody's gone. And a voice inside her says, "You can make it home, even though you're only 6 years old." And she starts walking through that snow by herself. She hears that inner voice. Then, fast forward to her preteen years, she's walking home from school, but a voice, that same inner voice, says, "Don't go home." She goes to her best friend's house, and thank God she did. And she listened to that inner voice, because at her house was under siege. There were teens robbing her house, and they were waiting on her because they had been watching the house every day. And they had a machete and knives and guns waiting to take her out. That same voice, fast forward years later, that same young lady is laid up in the bed because she's got a cyst on her butt. A cyst on her butt? Yeah, and then her brother has to care for her before he goes off to the Navy. Well, if you're wondering who that young lady is, that young lady was me. And it was that inner voice while I was in that bed that said, "This is not how you're supposed to be living. Get up and do something about it. You live through everything everybody else has told you. Oh, you're not going to make it till you're 18. You're not going to make it till you're 21. You're not going to make it till you're 30. She had made it. And just like that inner voice that was in that 6-year-old was the same voice that was in that preteen, was the same voice that was in her when she was laid up. She had grown up in Anacostia, where her parents worked. Her mother was an educator, her father was a police officer. And they'd always told her, be afraid of strangers, be afraid of this, be afraid of that. But this little girl wasn't afraid of anything. She was fearless. She went back into that same neighborhood that she grew up in, where her parents worked, and she saw all the violence, all the crack cocaine on the corner, the drug dealers dealing drugs openly like they were exchanging change with each other. Spare change, like it was nothing. She walked up in buildings that her father told her not to go pick up children. Her dad thought she had lost her marbles and called her crazy. Her mom said, "You don't need to be doing that." But she said that inner voice told her she had to do something about it because she was from that same neighborhood on Stanton Road in Anacostia. She was like a Pied Piper, and kids just started following her everywhere. And she decided, I'm going to teach them how to dance. And people were like, "What? You can't teach these kids in the hood how to dance." And she said, "I'll show you." Because just like her mentor, Arthur Mitchell, had done, she knew she could do it too. And she did. And she told those kids who had no hopes, no dreams, because they figured they would be dead from a gunshot wound or a stabbing or an overdose or whatever, because people did not believe in them. But she believed in them. She was the Miss Frizzle of the hood. That's right. She had her magic school bus, but it was her work van that she wasn't even supposed to be driving all these kids around in, but she did it anyway. She picked the kids up from their homes. She walked into buildings where people were shooting up dope. Sometimes it was darker in the hallways than it was outside. And her dad kept saying, "Stop going in those buildings before you end up dead." And she responded back, "If I end up dead, at least I will die doing something that I enjoy, and my living won't be in vain." And he said, "Carla, you got to stop this. You're crazy. I've seen it too much. I'm a homicide detective." I said, "Well, then maybe you'll see me in the morgue. But at least I'm doing what God has told me to do." She continued on and on. She took the kids home. She showed them that even though they were still in that environment, there was a way out, just like her parents had taken her out before it got bad. She showed them that people were living better. She took them home. They had slumber parties. They baked cookies. They had sleepovers. They did it all. She took them around to the Washington Hebrew congregation where Rabbi Weinberg was impressed. His wife was impressed. They did documentaries of her and the children on CBS. Things were just happening, and everything she told them that they could manifest happened. Fast forward years later, one who had gone home to tell her mommy on me, because her mom was going to come beat me up because she had a black belt in karate. Ooh, I was scared. I wasn't. I said, yes, I told her that either you dance and you do it well or don't do it at all. Well, that young lady played in the WNBA, and she said all she could hear resonating in her ear was my voice telling her, do it well or don't do it at all. There was also another. She went on for a full scholarship to the Dance Theater of Harlem and the Alvin Ailey School of Dance. Her name is Ebony, and she still calls me Mom. And there are others, stories like this, those who are the first in their family to become college graduates, and they still call and thank Mom. What I want to tell you is listen to your inner voice, because there are kids around you that you can help. We all are in this together. I can't do it all, no matter how bad I want to. So I need you to look into your heart, listen, and hear your inner voice, and do what it tells you to do. Thank you.